We are talking revolvers. We got a bunch of them to go over. I'll just briefly kind of hit the topics real quick. So we're going to be talking about revolvers. Like I said, we've got the Smith and Wesson 686 Plus, which is coming in for our best overall revolver. That's kind of cool. Then we've got our Smith and Wesson 327 TRR8, which is going to be our best tactical revolver. That's also kind of cool. We've got our Heritage Rough Rider Best Planker Revolver, which is cool that it's on this list because I've got that right here actually. Then we got the Ruger LCR. That's one that I do want to get. Hey, what up, brother? We're talking revolvers today. Excuse me. Ooh, got a bug in my throat. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna walk right outside real quick. Get my vaporuni. I'm back. I hope you've been doing good, by the way, man. I haven't heard from you for a bit. Hope you're all right. Anyways, so our Heritage Rough Rider comes in on that list at the best planker revolver is what they have that listed at, which is awesome. Then after that is the Ruger LCR, which is a super small 22. That's something that I've always wanted to get. Again, we'll go through all the pictures and stuff here as we go through the list. We've got the Uberti 1851 Navy, which is the best black powder revolver on this list. And I believe that Uberti is the one that they had on the Alien or the Predator movie, that like old school revolver. I'm pretty sure that's the Uberti. Doing good. Oh yeah. No worries, man. I've been super busy too. Like I filmed all that footage on Sunday, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to record this tonight. So I ended up doing it Monday, which is fine. It was like a 13-day span between those two review videos, but I've still got some more stuff planned, so I'm excited. Then we've got the Ruger GP, which is the most robust. And for our honorable mention, we've got a Kimber K6. But for my honorable mention, we have the Ruger Wrangler. Well. Anime Alchemist. Howdy. So yeah, we're gonna go over kind of the Ruger Wrangler first. So the Ruger Wrangler is a single action rimfire revolver. And again, that's kind of like what you would call the step up from this. This is like your bare bones single action. I can't remember if the Ruger is a single action or not. I guess we'll get into it. You have a GP 100. Let's look up the GP 100 for Anime Alchemist. GP 100. What is that? Oh, that's a Ruger. Okay. Nice. Let's take a look at that. I do love a good Ruger. We're talking about plenty of Rugers here today, Anime Alchemist, so that's pretty cool. You know what? That one might even be on our list. I don't know. I think it is on our list, actually. That's funny. Oh, is that why you were saying, well? It is on our list. The most robust GP 100. Of course it is. Go figure. Okay, I wasn't even paying attention. Cool. It's a really cool piece. It really is. So again, the Ruger Wrangler is a single action rimfire revolver produced by Sturm, Ruger & Co., chambered for 22 LR cartridge, which is awesome because 22 LR is dirt cheap. You can get all this stuff for ridiculously cheap. I'm not going to touch anything. YouTube doesn't like that. But the revolver makes extensive use of aluminum and zinc casting for ease of manufacturability, and also has an unfluted cylinder and uses metal injection molded components for further cost reduction. So it's a cheaply made piece, but it seems like it's just so they can mass produce it. And cheaply made doesn't necessarily mean bad. By the way, thanks for liking up the live, guys. My name is Dion W Pro, the best in the Midwest. If you're just tuning in, go ahead and subscribe or join the Discord, DWP Gun Lounge. Today we are talking revolvers. Right now we are talking about the Ruger Wrangler. Here in front of me, I have a Heritage revolver. This is a single action revolver, the 22 LR actually is what is chambered, and this one is a 6 3/4 inch barrel, perfect for plinking, great target. But we're talking about the step up. So this one wasn't too expensive. You kind of in like the $150 range, you know what I mean? But the Ruger Wrangler is probably around double that, at around $300. Now the Wrangler is chambered in a 22 LR long rifle and has a capacity of 6 rounds. Barrel lengths include the 3.75, 4.62, 6.5, and 7.50. That is a super long barrel, 7 inches, man, on a barrel. The most 3 available colors are black, silver, bronze, cerakite, and other color options exist as distributor exclusives. The sights are simple and non-adjustable, set at 15 yards. The front sight is a blade sight, and the rear sight is an integral sight. The Wrangler also has a transfer safety bar, which makes it safe to keep all chambers loaded with the hammer resting on a loaded chamber. Now, a lot of guys don't like to keep their revolver fully chambered because it is a safety issue, because if you have that hammer over a chamber, it could potentially slam down and fire off a round when you don't mean it to. So a lot of these newer single actions do have a safety feature, which is awesome. But a lot of guys, like they talk about in the Old West, what they do with these old Colt revolvers, the Colt 45, they would load 5 rounds in instead of 6, and then you'd have an empty round. So you could keep the thing ready to go, and then when you pulled it back, that means your next round in the chamber would chamber up, so you'd be able to fire immediately. Wouldn't be any safety issues. Kind of cool. They call that the cowboy load if you load it up like that. Now, unlike the Ruger single 6 and other single action revolvers, the Wrangler's hammer only has 2 positions, cocked and all the way forward. And that is opposed to this Heritage, which is basically an exact clone of the original Colt 45, which is badass. Like, this is bare bones, but it is the same gun these guys were carrying around in the 1850s, which is really freaking cool. This also has the 4 distinct hammer clicks that your old Colts will have. And it's super crisp sound. If you guys want to hear it, you can go check out my Heritage revolver video that I just did on my channel. Again, my name is DRW Pro, the best in the Midwest. We're reviewing revolvers today. So that's kind of the Super Wrangler. Now let's get into our top revolvers. So we are going to start with the Smith & Wesson 686 Plus. I'll go ahead and show you guys just a little image of what that looks like. Might have to turn down the brightness, but that is the 686 Plus. That's a really kind of heavy looking pistol. Now let's kind of go over some of the pros and cons of this Smith & Wesson 686 Plus. Now this is their best overall revolver. Now it says no roundup of revolvers would be complete without the renowned Smith & Wesson 686 Plus. Now the pros to this piece is it holds 7 rounds instead of your normal 6. But again, I wouldn't even consider that a pro, because on this Heritage revolver, I keep coming back to it, you can get a 9-shot cylinder for this. It's normally only a 6-shot, but you can just spend $40 and have 9 shots. And I believe they even make a 13-shot cylinder as well, which is crazy. It says there are no cons, which is crazy. It also includes adjustable sights, which is really cool. Now, Smith & Wesson continues to produce the classic model by regularly introducing new variants to the lineup. The 686 Plus is an enhanced version of the original. Again, it features a 7-shot cylinder up from the standard 6-shot, which is pretty cool. It maintains the quality and performance the model is known for. Now, excuse me, right out of the box, the 686 Plus offers an exceptional trigger. A lot of guns that you get right out of the box, you're definitely going to have to break them in. Sometimes very, very heavy trigger. I remember when I did my High Point review, I got that thing out of the box, and man, it almost felt like it didn't want to pull. I kept holding the trigger back, pulling it. It feels like at least a 10-pound trigger on that thing. And it's kind of scary too, because then I got to shake it. I'm like, oh, is this thing even going to go off? You know what I mean? So right out of the box, the 686 has that great trigger, a sturdy barrel with an underlug, and a fully adjustable rear sight. A lot of your revolvers do not have an adjustable rear sight. I don't know why. What's up, guys? By the way, my name is Dion W Pro. We've got 36 people in here. Go ahead and like up the live if you haven't before. You know what I mean? Drop a follow, drop a subscription, become a member if you want to support what I'm doing. We do gun reviews. Now this is available in barrel lengths ranging from 2.5 to 7 inches. So you definitely have some accuracy, availability with that. You know, the longer the barrel, the more accurate the gun is going to be. It comes in standard, deluxe, and performance center models with several configurations to choose from. The 6-inch version is known for its impressive accuracy and reliability, consistently earning positive feedback from owners. So again, that was the Smith & Wesson 686 as their best overall Smith & Wesson. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. We got Mixed Gamer Brandon Herrera before GTA 6. That's funny. So now we have the Smith & Wesson 327 TRR8, and this is the best tactical revolver. Let's go ahead and turn that around so you guys can see this tactical revolver. This is the Smith & Wesson 686 TRR8 as their best tactical revolver. So let's go ahead and read some of the specs on this. Now, right off the bat, this is a lot better than that first one. This holds 8 rounds for extended use between reloads. A normal revolver is only going to have 6. Again, this holds 8 rounds, which is awesome, especially for a revolver, especially if you want to use that revolver for self-defense or something like that. Now, this includes detachable rails for optics and other accessories, engineered with a performance center tuned action for smoother handling. That automatically sounds good. Now, there are a lot of cons here, what it says. Now, it says, pricier than many models, this modern tactical revolver, the Smith & Wesson Model 327 TRR8, was initially designed with law enforcement and shield tactics in mind, allowing officers to fire reliably through shield ports. So picture holding your riot shields from Call of Duty, except instead of having your gun off to the side, this gun was meant to be fired through the shield port. So you'd be holding it up here and then firing your pistol, your Smith & Wesson 327 TRR8 through that little shield port, which is badass to think about. Whoa. Wow, you can read the brochure. Yes, yeah, I can. Think it could blast. I don't even want to go there. But yeah, so again, the TRR8 boasts an 8-round capacity and accommodates 357 Magnum rounds, which is really cool because a lot of different revolvers are only going to be chambered for one specific round instead of multiple rounds. Again, that's why I like this Heritage so much, is because you can go online and get a different cylinder for this, and instead of 22 LR, you can chamber 22 mag, which is awesome. The firepower is a night and day difference between just LR and then your mag rounds. Now again, this is designed for rapid fire reloads using moon clips, which is pretty cool. A lot of the times when you go and see your professional shooters, they have those moon clips, so you can just go in and out, very quick reloads. So that's pretty cool. It features a prominently large iron sight for easy visibility, and with an adjustable rear sight to enhance the accuracy. So adjustable sights on a revolver, always cool. Gotta like that. Now this was developed to meet the demands of modern combat TRR8 combines, and it combines robust functionality and advanced features, making this an ideal choice for home defense, or duty in regions with strict gun regulations. Oh, okay. So yeah, a lot of places like California and stuff, you can't have guns that have a certain amount of ammo capacity, which is insane to think about. I'm not exactly sure what the laws are over there, but I'm pretty sure that's why the High Point is so popular. It's because it only has an 8-round magazine. What does this say? How well do you like that Heritage Rough Rider? Dude, this is exactly what was up next on the list. So if you want like a full review of the Heritage Rough Rider on my channel, I literally just posted a review, so go ahead and check that out. But definitely get the Heritage Rough Rider. That's what this is. 6 shots, single action revolver. It does have a safety. You can shoot 22 LR out of it. If you want, I've been saying this all night, but you can buy another 6-shot cylinder that's replaceable for this one that will chamber 22 mag instead of 22 LR. So there's a lot of versatility there. You can also get a gajillion different grips for this thing. So the ammo is dirt cheap. This is the 6 3/4 inch barrel, and it is amazingly accurate. You can shoot across football field with this thing, no problem. Take it down to the range, you're gonna have a great time. Take your time with it. Super easy gun for somebody like, you know, a first time gun owner. I would definitely recommend this gun because you can learn so much about it. And you're not really gonna have any misfires. This is a rimfire cartridge versus centerfire. So the gun isn't necessarily gonna cause a misfire. The only time you're gonna have a misfire is if your centerfire 22 LR round doesn't necessarily go off how it's supposed to. It's a good thing, but quality is iffy. You might have problems, but the good ones are good. Right, it's good, you know, but it's a bare bones revolver. That's all it is. But for plinking, it's perfect. And I've even seen guys on YouTube take this thing hunting. I saw a dude shooting freaking pigeons with this thing, which is crazy. And it's so accurate. Sometimes they send the WMR as a rebate. I got the 22 LR for $150 and got the WMR. Whoa, you got the, oh, that is really cool, man. I would love to have been able to get something like that. Yeah, man, a lot of these companies love sending you free stuff, especially like High Point. I went to High Point and I was like, okay, I want a ghost sight ring for my shitty ass High Point just to mix it up. And I still have to do a review video, ghost sight ring versus the standard sights. And honestly, the ghost sight ring is freaking amazing. If you go to my High Point video, I was crushing it with that ghost sight ring on there. But yeah, they sent me like stickers that they sent me the wrong sight first. When I ordered the ghost sight ring, they just sent me a standard sight. So they sent me the ghost sight ring for free, and I had already ordered a magazine. The magazine came fine, but they basically just saw that I didn't get the right sight, and then they redid my order. So they basically sent me another magazine, the right sight, and I got a free sticker, and it was all for free. So that was amazing. Sorry, we got to go ahead and read some of these. So, man, there are really different breeds of shooters. Homie gives off the Buddha man vibes. Yeah, dude, High Point, man. So again, I got it for a review video because I saw it at the pawn shop. It cost me $109, dude. You see a 9mm semi-automatic pistol sitting there for $109. You can't not pick it up. So I picked it up. I did a review video on it. If you guys want to go check that out, it's on the channel. My favorite thing about the Rough Rider is that you can dry fire it as much as you want with the safety on, won't damage it, even touch the pin. Very, very true. And I was just talking about this. A lot of guys, like, you're super big gun enthusiasts are like, you don't need a safety, you don't need a safety. But yeah, you need a safety. And it's not just about being safe, but it can also make the lifetime of your gun last a little bit longer. You're not constantly going to have that hammer hitting up against the backside. Oh yeah, man should be able to shoot whatever. Very true, very true. Exactly, $100 is $100. Fleet Farm. See, yeah, I bought this one, this Heritage. I'm not sure if you're talking about your High Point there, Green, but yeah, the High Point was at the pawn shop. I'm sure you could get it at a Farm and Home or like an Academy or Sports. I'm in Iowa, so we have like Shields and stuff like that. But yeah, the Rough Rider here I got at my local Farm and Home for $165, and they did have smaller versions, but they only had the 2.5 inch barrel, which is like the wheel gun. It's called the Barkeep or something. and it's so tiny. And I looked at it, I was like, I don't want it. So I ended up getting this 6 3/4 inch barrel, and I've had a heck of a time with it. Heck of a time. Okay, it is the Rough Rider. 120 for the Rough Rider. That's awesome, dude. Got a Ruger cowpoke. Okay, cool. What else is in your arsenal? So I do have a Ruger LCP. I don't have a lot of my stuff here right now. This is just what I had set up for today because we're talking revolvers. But I do have quite a few different pistols. What does it say? Okay, I was just going to ask what state. Yeah, here in Iowa. All right, so yeah, we kind of got a little bit sidetracked, but let's go over what they have listed for the pros and cons for the Ruger, or excuse me, for this Heritage right here. So it says highly affordable, which we already talked about. Wide variety of barrel lengths and styles. It also uses very inexpensive ammunition. We could talk about that stuff all day. 22 LR is one of your most inexpensive rounds. It can get pricey if you go into your like self-defense rounds, which is also crazy. They do make a self-defense 22 LR round. They call it the Federal Punch. And I shot that versus, I think I was using Winchester and I used Aguila. And the Aguila I was using is 1255 SPS versus the Winchester, which was 1300 FPS, both 40 grain. Now, the Federal Punch completely outclassed both of those ammunitions, and it's a 29 grain. I can't remember exactly the FPS on it. Yeah, like just the fact that it actually is more powerful and it's still the same caliber is crazy. Now there are cons to the Heritage, of course. It says it's not suitable for concealed carry or competitive shooting. I guess if you can do like accuracy shooting, it would be good for competitive shooting, but you're not going to be like whipping it out and like pow, 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 because it's a single action, you know what I mean? You have to really take your time. You're not going to be able to do that. Let's see, typically any caliber works for informal shooting, but the classic 22 LR rimfire round stays as a favorite because it's affordable, has no recoil. Some people did suggest this for a self-defense round option for someone who might be a lot older and their hands might not be able to handle the slide on a different kind of pistol. All right, let's read some of these. What about rifles? Well, I have had my eye on my buddy's Mosin Nagant. He's had it since we were in like 8th grade, and I'm 30 now. So he's had it collecting dust in his garage, and every time I go over there, I'm like, dude, you should let me buy that. And Mosin Nagants did not used to be that expensive, and they're slowly going up higher and higher and higher in price. And if you look online, they're maybe, I want to say around like 500 to 600 bucks. You could probably even find them for more. But the Mosin Nagant is a rifle that I'm really looking at right now. It's loud with regular 22 rounds. You use subsonic for plinking, so I don't need ear protection. Yeah, there are a lot of subsonic rounds that you can get that are quieter, I guess. I think the Hornet, or maybe Stinger, I can't remember what it is. Never had an ammunition related malfunction with Aguila Super. So here we have the Aguila standard velocity. This is the 1330 FPS. I can't remember what else we had. We've got our American Eagle. This is 38 grain. So high velocity. So technically this is a little bit stronger than our Aguila. We've got our CCI Mini Mag. Can't remember what the velocity on this one is, but honestly also I really love these boxes too. If you get a 22 LR, you can collect these little boxes. I have them all over my house. The collectability on this is through the roof. By the way, guys, if you are just joining, my name is Dion W Pro, the best in the Midwest. We do gun reviews. I do funny memes and stuff on the side, but I'm really trying to break into GunTube. So if you could help me out, become a member if you want to support what we're doing here, or just go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That'd be great. Today we are talking revolvers. So let's go ahead and go to my very favorite 22 LR carry pistol. This is the Ruger LCR, and I love the LCR. Super tiny, fits right in your pocket, really lightweight, kind of slick too. Got a nice little grip there. Adjustable sights, no rear sight, just that front sight. But again, it's super tiny. It's gonna be a pocket gun, last resort sort of thing. How old is the Mosin Nagant? Or if you're asking about the Mosin Nagant, so his, I'm not sure if it's like a recreation or if it's like an original Mosin Nagant, but I would assume since it's like a Russian World War II thing, so if you find an original Mosin Nagant, it's probably going to be from like 1944, maybe 1943, around there. So that would be kind of epic if it was an original though. Also, the Rough Rider is a replica of the original Peacekeepers. Yes, the gun that won the West. That is, we could keep talking about this Rough Rider all gosh dang day because I fucking love the thing. Yeah, it's a clone of the Colt 45. Like the Peacekeeper. It's really cool. The gun hasn't really changed much since the late 1800s. This is awesome. So again, let's go over this Ruger LCR, the best concealed carry revolver that they have on their list, which is really cool. I do like that. So the pros, this is lightweight, easy handling, priced very affordably, has a very easy trigger. Now, when I fired this in the past, yeah, the trigger is very light. Not light enough to where you can drop it like, what is it, that Sig Sauer or whatever, P38, P320 or whatever it is. But yeah, so, and it's super compact. Now this model requires moon clips for operation. The grip is very short, which can kind of affect like, your accuracy or how well you're going to be able to fire it. But again, when you're using something like this, it's going to be right up and assuming probably 5 to 10 feet away from whatever is happening, you know what I mean? So there's not much room for error if you practice with this thing. It's super durable, it's super lightweight, it has a polymer frame, so that makes it really lightweight. You can also get it in the 38 Special. It's normally in the 9mm, but I mean, if you're not comfortable with shooting 9, you can get the 38. It just doesn't have that same stopping power, but I'm 100% sure they make 38 caliber rounds that would be comparable to your 9mm. They also chamber this in 357, so if you don't even care about what you're shooting at, you just want it to go bang, it's gonna be the 357 for sure. You can also get this in 22 for some just quick shooting action. Pow, 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 pow. And even a 3.27 Federal Magnum. So there's definitely different options for this this gun here. Let's see. We've got another. They call this a hunting revolver. I don't know why. This is called the Ruger Super Redhawk, .54 Casual. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Let's see. Whoa. I'm gonna have to mess with the screen brightness here. But that is the Redhawk. No, the Super Redhawk. Now this has a built-in scope ring mount, so you can attach a whole scope to the top of that. Picture Fallout, you know what I mean? And can also use .454 Casual and 45 Colt rounds. Very durable. And now this thing has super bad recoil, so I'm not really sure how a scope is gonna work out. Maybe if you like have it on your bag and you have, some good arm extension, maybe you can feel comfortable about getting your head behind that. But I feel like it's a black eye waiting to happen for someone who's not an experienced firearms user. Now, again, this recoil may be tough on pistol scopes. In a world of hunting revolvers, the Super Redhawk strikes an excellent balance between power, smart design, and modern features, making it a standout choice. While the 460 Smith & Wesson and the 500 S&W pack more punch, they often exceed what's necessary for handgun hunting compared to the 4.54 Castle. The Super Redhawk offers barrels ranging from a compact 2.5 inches to a lengthy 9.5 inches. And honestly, the 9.5 inches is almost 100% guaranteed what you're going to see if you're going to see somebody hunting with this. You're not going to see somebody hunting with a 2.5 inch barrel. I don't even know how you get a shot off. What about the Rock Island Armory? Let's go ahead and look that one up. Clean it, lube it, it will split all the lead you want. Very true, very true. Yeah, okay, I do like Rock Island, and I'm pretty sure, like, it's Rock Island, Illinois, right? Because, where it's manufactured. Let's see. Rock Island Armory, M206. Rock Island Armory, M206. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, that is a pretty revolver. Okay, that makes me immediately, I'm looking at the wooden grip here. I'm pulling up a picture, but it makes me think of like 1940s detective. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that you're gonna have a chest holster for. You know what I mean? Or maybe like an 80s detective, kind of like Miami Vice type thing. It also looks like something that would be a murder weapon, 100%, 100%. That's a very cool gun, dude. Oh, really? I didn't realize it was Philippines. I assumed it was like Rock Island, Illinois, where like the manufacturing place was. Now that you mention it, it probably makes more sense that they would be manufacturing this stuff out of the country for cheaper. That's a really cool pistol. I appreciate that that recommendation right there. Okay, so we're going to be talking about one more before we wrap things up. So if you haven't followed yet, go ahead and drop a subscription. Go ahead and follow the Discord. It's DWP Gun Lounge. We just follow memes and stuff there, and you can stay up to date when I post. If you want to help support what I do here as far as like reviews go, go ahead and become a member and help me, you know, keep doing the thing. So we are going to be talking about the Uberti 1851. Now, this is a pretty cool revolver. This is a black powder, and I'm thinking that this is the one that they had in the Predator movie. I think this is the one that's like engraved with whoever's name, you know what I mean? It's really cool. It's definitely a very, very stylistic gun. It's lightweight, easy to handle, reasonably priced, the authentic design that captures the essence of the era. What's not to love about that? Maybe if you had a sword in one hand and then the Uberti in the other, kind of like a swashbuckling thing. I don't know. I feel like that's the vibes. It has a learning curve that might challenge new users. Okay, obviously it's a learning curve because it's a black powder gun. I've never used black powder before. Wouldn't even know how to do it. I mean, I probably would. Not recommended for those new to black powder revolvers. Exploring the realm of black powder revolvers is a thrilling adventure, and you will always remember. Learning to master these historical firearms requires patience and precision, but the experience is highly gratifying for enthusiasts. Now, the Uberti has a stellar reputation for their top-notch replicas, and it provides some of the best cowboy firearms in the industry. While using these firearms, it's essential to follow the recommended load guidelines from trusted sources. Don't overload this thing with too much black powder is what they're saying. Please, for the love of God, do not put too much black powder in this. Now, if you aspire to start with a black powder revolver, the Uberti 1851 is a superior option. It's a 36 caliber revolver. What the heck? I did not even know they made a 36 caliber. That's crazy. It's lightweight, straightforward, and easy to discharge, but likewise comes in varied finishes and set up at a reasonable value. Imagine getting the Uberti for your very first gun. Like, I feel like either someone really loves you and they think that you're like a history nerd, or they hate you and they just want you to have a hell of a time trying to learn how to use a firearm. Okay, that is it for me. My name is Dion W Pro, the best in the Midwest. Like I said, go ahead, like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. You guys have been great. We'll probably be back either tomorrow, most likely Friday, with some more reviews. We'll probably be doing some more semi-automatic stuff. Tonight was Revolvers. If you want to see more, I have two review videos out. One on the High Point. It's called Smash or Pass, or excuse me, not Smash or Pass. Does it smash or is it trash? That's the question we have for our review videos. And then the second one I just posted, it needs some love, guys. Hasn't even hit 100 views yet, which is crazy. We did the Heritage Revolver, which I have right here. So you guys have been great. Again, my name is Dion W Pro, the best in the Midwest. Catch you guys later.